Hey, y'all. Welcome to your show.
Don't be a victim.
I'm Lee Turner Jr. of Tango Firearms Training.
And I'm Buddy Myers of Tall Guns.
Well, welcome back to another week. I think we're going to do is carry over from last week is what me and Buddy discussed. Well, you thinking about starting it off with the one thing we was talking about, Buddy, was those important documents.
Yeah, I tell you what, as we talked about last week, any type of a natural disaster, a man-made disaster, can come about, and oh my gosh, it can just literally wipe the slate of everything we've held dear, that we've worked hard for our lives. But you got to be kind of prepared for that. We talk about bug out bags and we talk about food and things, but there's the documents of life, that document our existence, that document what we have. That we touched on it last week, but you really have to think about it. If, having copies of birth certificates and passports and having copies of things in regards to your home and your motor vehicles and medical records, whether you've scanned them in, because scanned in documents, folks, nowadays are admissible
Yes.
in a court of law, and they are absolutely a legal document that at least you can reference back the official registrations at various clerks and recorders and counties and states. But you got to have a record of that. Just like taking pictures of your home or videos of what it was, not only in the inside but on the outside, to document those things that we have bought and that we're holding, cherished in our hearts, which goes along with, I don't know about you all, but I'm a big time animal lover. I've had pets over the years. I've gone on a dry spell the last 3 years after I lost the love of my life pet, and you take a picture of them, because one of the things that we're finding here, and this fire that just took place out here in Boulder County, is a lot of people are trying to go to the Humane Society and find their beloved cat or dog or bunny rabbit. But since it was in the house, the sad part is it didn't make it out of the house. But if they're in the backyards, they were. But unless you got pictures, people aren't going to
Mm-hmm.
be able to identify it, because they're going to have burns. I'm sorry, that's the end of the day. That's someone that are trying to, yeah, they got burns.
But Buddy said it, said it very nicely, especially with today's technology. You don't have to print you off a big binder full of papers. The little flash drive. If you ain't got access to a scanner, someone does, and scan it. Put it on a flash drive, because remember what we said. The main point from last week was location and lightweight. The two L's, location and lightweight. So I scanned all my documents onto a flash drive. Now that's in the flap of my backpack. So I have my driver's license, my birth certificate, the title to my home, the title to my vehicle, and another good thing is a gun log, especially if you have a lot of firearms. What I did was I bought me a gun log. I write down the make, model, and serial number, and I took a picture of the firearm, scanned it, printed it off, and I taped it into the gun log. So now I have one on hand, but as I did that, I also scanned it onto my flash drive. Because not only are we worried about the fires, what was a good point you brought up, buddy? Looters. What if you're not in a fire, but you have to escape because of tornado hurricanes? Looters are going to come through, correct?
Yeah, looters can come in, or my gosh, Lee, even that thing that they don't prosecute anymore up in New York and Los Angeles, called a burglary or a robbery.
Yeah. Snatch and grab.
Mm-hmm. They come in your house, they steal your stuff. Insurance likes to have pictures, likes to have documentation.
Well,
ATF
another,
definitely will.
another thing you said that kind of struck home with me was, what about photos of family members that you don't want to lose? My mother, when she moved from Colorado back to Indiana after she retired, somebody stole her U-Haul off the back of her truck. When they found it 10 days later, they had burned it. They had actually took out what they wanted and set the inside on fire. She
Frickin'
lost all the
animals.
photos of her mother, my sister who passed away, all those photos she had gathered for 60 years of her life were gone. She collected them from she got a little back from other family members who could send her things, but she lost everything.
Yeah.
And
if you can't, it's not having having a copy is not like having the original, but it's better than having nothing.
nothing.
Scanning them in, because if you don't have I'll tell you what, these scanners nowadays are so inexpensive. First of all, your phones will do a lot of the scanning. You can take pictures, you can save them, but if you've got an inexpensive printer, and I'm not going to pitch any name over any other, but we all know who makes them. I mean, you got HP and Lexmark and Epson and all these other firms. I mean, they're relatively inexpensive that you can scan documents, or you can actually go to the Office Depot in your area or the FedEx Kinkos and be able to scan the documents. Some places, even a library has got it available. And yeah, they do charge something for it, but if you tell them I'm trying to document my life, you'll be surprised. Sometimes you'll find a store manager who'll cut you a deal if you tell them you're doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah. And, another good thing, insurance policies. Because you never know about that insurance company when they go like,
yeah,
I didn't know you had that kind of loss coverage.
Yeah, I didn't know you had that. And oh yeah, really? We call those endorsements. And if they don't have good records on the endorsements, because bits get dropped and bytes get dropped and hard drives get damaged and somebody didn't press the right key, and lo and behold, you don't have that stop loss clause, or you don't have that insurance.
Yeah, that's why when you walk in, they say, we're sorry, we can't find your insurance policy, so we're only going to give you $5 for your house that burned down. You say, well, you're just in luck. I listened to Don't Be a Victim, and I scanned everything onto a flash drive. I have the policy right here for you.
Oh, bugger. We're going to have to write another check, damn it.
I hate that Buddy and Lee.
We'll cuss them again. There it is. Saving people money, saving their lives. Now we're going to have to pay it out again. Bugger.
Turds. So, yeah, just keep it short and sweet on your documents, on your most important ones. Again, some family photos. It's not a bad thing to scan and put on there because some flash drives can hold a lot.
Yeah, even when I didn't think of till we're sitting here, and it's something I've thought I do, but I just didn't think of it. Copy your driver's license, your significant others, your kids' driver's license, medical cards for the current year, Medicare cards, Social Security cards, all that stuff. You have those too, because those documents will be needed. Now, we're going to hopscotch out to another one of our handy-dandy breaks, and we will be back with you in just a minute. All right, we're back from break.
So now we're talking about, now you know that you don't have to carry a big binder around with you. The flash drive can be your best friend of keeping those important items. But let's go into some other lightweight. Because we want to talk, I know one thing we wanted to talk about was some food. Especially with the protein intake you'll need. And what if you got 3-4 little kiddos you got to drag around with you?
You got to keep them fed in case we need nourishment from them.
Yeah, because what we're talking about here, I mean, in my mind, when I'm talking to you, I'm not going to be pushing pedal to the metal. I'm going to be humping it with a pack. I'm going to be walking. So now I got to drag, my fiance has 3 girls. I got 3 kids there that I'm responsible for when we go out to there.
You buy them 3 packs, Lee.
That's good thinking.
They all have it's like the dog. The dog gets its own pack. Dog, you carry your own food. I got to carry mine. You got to carry yours, buddy.
You got your own pack? There you go. We're going to suck this MRE down now.
Here we go. 2,500 calories. Everything a growing boy or girl needs to have.
Seriously, people, there's ways of making you a food pack that you don't have to spend a good amount of money on some of these buckets of food that they're selling now, because you got to think, with all the catastrophes that have been going on with the way the society's going, the prices on this stuff has gone up, and they do have a shelf life on them. Do you recall what some of them shelf lives are? I know, like, on a standard military MRE, I think some of them are like 20 years.
Yeah, because right now you can buy that food in the buckets, Lee. 25 years MREs, 20 years. I've got some that are 25-year MREs. Food's still good inside of them. You can get stuff that's 5 years, 8 years. I mean, gamma radiation is a wonderful, beautiful thing. A lot of your top shelf foods that were out years ago, they're gamma radiated, last forever. Canned foods, I mean, gosh, they'll survive nuclear fallout. All you have to do is wash the top of the cans off, and you can still eat canned food, but they're heavy. Oh, my God, they're heavy. Yep. But, yeah, there's, 25, 10, 15. It just depends upon the manufacturer with the food. And if it's a natural disaster and you're just trying to get, cover yourself for a period of time until the first response gets in. But this is another key thing. How long is it going to take that first response to get in there to get the support? You should always plan 7 days minimum. 7 days minimum. That's you, the family, the support of the family. And understand, every time you invite somebody into your fold, as most people want to do, that's another factor that divides the food. And, the water. Big one. Water. We talked about last week about, the life straws and stuff. But, you got to think about water availability. And then waste disposal. That's a big one.
Dig your hole, cover the dirt back over it, and move along, but don't stay there and sleep in it. But this one quick thing about that food: don't look at taste over shelf life. Take your shelf life, like Buddy said. His buckets are lasting 10, 15, 20 years. If you buy that one that's only good for 3 years, you're going to have to eat it in 1 to 3 years if you don't encounter a reason to use it. So you can be out some money there. But then, again, back to the waste. For our females, you want to dig a hole. And that's going to be everybody's hole until you decide to break camp and move again. So that way you can easily cover it up with earth. It'll break down and deteriorate later on as time goes by. And especially if females need their hygiene things that they need. So you want to keep all your waste contained to one place, but not close to your sitting area or your sleeping area.
Yeah, because predators will come in. Mm-hmm. Predators will come in, whether they're two-legged or four-legged, based upon smells, especially four-legged, because they're going to smell things that are a challenge to their territory. And, if you're having to live outdoors, it's something you got to worry about. You got to be concerned about. Now, if you're in a metropolitan area, urban area, you hope that, maybe I get into a hotel, maybe I don't. But even to there, you got to have things for in that hotel to survive. I mean, it's like the folks from the Boulder fires. I mean, my gosh, Boulder is, about 45 miles southwest of where I live at. And these people are coming way up here. They're actually going way out towards Greeley, where Lee used to, habitate at, as far down as Colorado Springs. Because I'm sorry, there's not a lot of hotel rooms and available things, and they're going to have to look at construction in regards to the existing homes that are out there. And I'm sorry, there's only 922 homes available for sale right now in the Denver metro area because the market's so tight. And you're not going to get things built quick. And some of the stuff that's under construction, maybe they can, commandeer it for, temporary housing. But, gosh, it's, we got people still living in places from the Cameron Peak fire that we had out here in the summer and the Woodman fire a couple of years ago down in Colorado Springs that burned into neighborhoods. It's, you got to be prepared that maybe we're going to have to not live inside of nice four walls.
Yep. And a good thing that, and I know Buddy sells them, did sell them. I don't know if you have one on hand, but it was that candle.
Oh, I got them babies. I got a few of them left. Yep.
I'm highly impressed with those things because they give you like 30 hours of heat inside your vehicle.
Yeah, it's got 3 wicks, and you can it burns. It's a hard wax candle, burns very slow because it doesn't take a lot of heat to keep you alive in a snowstorm.
No. And if you're trapped inside your vehicle, because I keep one I have a bug out bag. It's, I have a extra hoodie, a blanket, and I have that candle and some other things that, like we've been talking about, in a bug out bag in my vehicle. And I just keep a trunk And that's what I keep in there was these things. And that way, if I got to grab my bug out bag from inside the house, now I got a little extra gear that's in the back of my Jeep. And that candle is in there because, you light that candle inside your vehicle. And now it's going to keep you warm for a good 30 hours. So conserve it. If the sun is shining through your windshield, blow it out. Let the sun heat you up.
Confectionery heating. If you decide to run the engine a little bit, make sure that the exhaust pipe's cleared. And make sure the air intake on the dashboard above in front of the window is cleared, because guess what? It sucks air there and through the other portions of the engine, through the intake on the manifold to run on air. It's got to have air. It's got to have a way to exit the air. So make sure you keep those things cleared. That, unfortunately, is how a lot of folks have perished here in Colorado on Interstate 70 out in the prairie. They're caught in blizzards, and they forget to clear off those exhaust portals. Well, it's time for another break. We're going to leave to the break, and we will be right back. All righty. Well, we're back from that break.
That went fast.
Yeah, that was a fastie.
Yeah. But, now let's talk about traveling you got kiddos in tow. It's not a bad idea. Again, we're trying to keep things lightweight. A deck of cards. Maybe have a coloring book and some crayons. Something to pass their little mind time, because they're going to be highly stressed. Let alone you don't want to have to be walking, dragging a child crying while you're trying to figure out the situation you're in. So when you make camp, let them have an activity that can help pass the time while you, mom, or anyone else that you're planning out your next move. At least the kiddos can have something to ease their mind.
Yeah, dice. Dice are a good one.
Dice.
Yeah, let them play, roll dice. I mean, you can get 5 or 6 dice or more. You can come up with number games and all kinds of matching games, and kids can roll them, and they can make noise, and they can clatter, to help relieve that stress that they're going to have going on. And don't be running around in front of the kids or anybody else that, is having difficulty to deal with the situation with you going, oh, my God, I'm so stressed. Oh, God, I'm so stressed. I don't know what to do. Have the constitution to suppress that. Go, yeah, I'm worried. Yep, I'm concerned. But I'm going to adapt. I'm going to overcome. And all these people are going to be okay, because that's my responsibility.
Yeah, because remember, the kids, their anxiety from this type of disaster that you're now experiencing is going to be like on high gear. And if they see mom and dad not in control, now that anxiety is just really going to go through the roof. So, if you can keep their minds while you guys talk and comment what's our next move, where we're going to go from here, while they're being occupied. So, again, deck of cards, dice, something that they can just say, hey, we're on a little camping trip right now, kiddos, and we're going to get out of this.
Yeah, get them back into doing things. I mean, if you've got to live in interim housing while your home or your apartment is being reconstructed, get the kids back into school. Get them back on their activities. The child's going to not want to go to school because they're going to be, oh, my God, I want to be with my mom and dad. I'm afraid if I leave, something bad will happen. I mean, they're going to have this anxiety stuff. Get them back into school. Get them back into things of normalcy. Get them back into around their friends. And it's part of the healing process. They've had them being with others that are suffering, and that's what it is. It's suffering just like they are.
Yeah. And, there is, and I'm going to try to, and Buddy may differ with me, but defer away from these pre-bought bug out kits. They're going to have first aid, maybe a blanket in it. They're not going to be customized to you and what your needs are when it's easy enough to build your own. Because I think some of these pre-made bug out kits are like $200. Now, that $200 can go a long ways of making you what you need suits your necessities that you need or you feel like your family needs. I'm not a fan of the pre-made ones. I was talking to a Devil Dog. He bought a couple of them. I'm like, dude, that's $400. You could have.
You could build yourself one hell of a kit. I mean, the pre-made ones for food, that's one thing. But all the other stuff with water, the safety stuff you need, a knife, a hatchet, a chain, a rope, a gutting knife. You ain't gonna buy that stuff and all that stuff. We used to call that out in the farm. You got the stuff that you really need to work, and then you got your foo-foo clothes. Yeah, that's all interesting. You got that coat from Walmart, and it's got the fur around the edges. Will that keep you warm when it's 10 below zero and blowing like a son of a gun? Heck no, it's not. Those are foo-foo things. Yeah, don't get hung up on those kits. Buy your own. Look at different sources of what should be in them, and then put them in.
Yeah, now you guys, this show's recorded, so you can listen to it over and over, and all these things we're telling you, re-listen to it, write it down. Listen to it and write it down. Because again, those $200 to $300 for those bug out bags, you may open that thing and you be like, what did I just buy?
Yeah, I mean, most of it's garbage. I mean, you can get, you can buy quick clot packs. You can buy, stuff with quick clot in it is the pads. If, custom do your anti-inflammatories to you. If you take high blood pressure medicine, yeah, maybe you shouldn't be taking NSAIDs. Yeah, I need to make sure I got aspirins. If you've got some type of you get stomach upset to certain types of things like aspirin, okay, maybe I'll have Motrin. The things that are orientated towards you and your family, not to everyone. I mean, I hear people say, well, I want to make sure I got a kit that I can just about take care of everybody. I'm sorry, at the end of the day, you got to take care of you, and you got to take care of your family. And if there's anything left over, I'm happy to help others, but I'm going to be focused on me first. You got to think about those things.
Well, Buddy just said, you got to take care of you. So let's talk about the hygiene of it. Because you can bathe in a river, just make sure you bathe downstream of where you're going to be taking your water supply from. But, toothbrush, toothpaste.
And don't go get the morning coffee downstream from where you get rid of the waste in the river. I mean, there's a thing called cholera that's not no.
But Dollar Tree is a great place. You can get a 2-pack of toothbrushes for $1, a $1 pack of it is a high quality, best toothpaste out there, but no, but for emergency big out, whatever they call it, Toothbright.
And if you want to go really light, baking soda gives you something that you can use for all the different things. You can take and wet your finger down, put baking soda on it, working on your teeth inside and out, rinse your mouth out, spit it out. Is it as good as an Oral-B? No. But will it suffice in cleansing your teeth? Yeah. Keeping your mouth fresh? Yes. Using it for other things? Yes. It gives you one product, a lot of stuff.
Yep.
Something to consider.
Yeah. All this is along with a bandana. The bandana is a lightweight. You can use it to wash the main parts of your body. Start your armpits, midsection, down to your feet. Remember your feet. Because if you lose your feet in a hike or in a jungle, you're done. You're done. So you don't have to scrub out behind your ears and wash your entire body. But there's 3 parts you want to wash. And that's armpits, midsection, and those feet. If you do that, which we call a field wash, you'll feel a lot better.
It just makes you feel good again. I mean, it's the same thing if your socks get wet, because you're working out in the snow. Take them off, hang them around your neck, put a dry pair on. You want to have 2 pairs of socks, dry them around your neck. That might sound stupid, but that's how they dry. If you can't get them out into, some type of washer or dryer. Sorry, we don't have gas. Sorry, we don't have electricity. So, yeah, you got to dry them. I mean, you got to dry this stuff off because you don't want to get, funguses growing to the feet. Dry your boots off. Don't sleep with your boots on. Bad thing to do. And if you put your boots out at night, put a stick in the ground, turn the boots upside down. You don't want to put your boots on in the morning and find some type of creepy crawler, whether it's a reptile or otherwise inside of it. Tell you what, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come right back. All right, we're back again.
Another thing that's overlooked, Buddy, is the glow stick, especially at nighttime. You're looking, maybe there's some rescue crews out looking for you or any other survivors of whatever just happened. A good glow stick.
Oh, that's absolutely great thing to have.
Yeah.
Great thing to
break
have.
Them, lightweight. You can get a pack of 3 for like $4, I think it is. So they're not expensive at all. Maybe a pair of binoculars. You can get you a lightweight binoculars and keep in there.
And you know what we're talking about, glow sticks, people. You remember, that's the ones that you break. You crack them and you shake them up, and then they'll glow. They'll radiate. They'll put out light. I mean, it's a great way to throw light out around you. If you're trying to be seen by a search crew, keep one of them where you can wave it where somebody can easily see you. Because I'm sorry, the flashlight batteries go dead. It gets broken. The light bulb decides to go, out on you. And all those things happen. You say, well, I've got a good kit. That'll never happen to me. Well, I want you to remember a thing we have at Tall Guns we call O'Shaughnessy's Law. O'Shaughnessy's Law states that Murphy was a frickin' optimist. And we know what Murphy said. If it can go wrong, it will go wrong. So, yep, that'll be when you need it to work, so when it'll go wrong.
Yeah, and what they are, these glow sticks, I think they last like 12 hours.
Yeah.
And they give off a very nice light, break them. Again, I think you can get like a 10-pack on Amazon for like $20.
Yeah, they're not pricey anymore. I mean, they're not pricey at all. You can hang them on your clothes as you walk. You can set them in a stationary place. If you just want to have light inside where everybody can see themselves, it works great for that. It's got so many purposes, so many uses what you want to do with it. But just don't break it all the way open, because that stuff's not good to get on you.
No. And if
don't let the dog chew on it.
Just Google Chemlight, like Chemlight military grade. It'll come up. You'll see what we're talking about. Chemlight military grade, and you'll have your options to choose from on those.
And they'll last quite a long time. And even as you put that bug out kit together, if you decide to have, you want to have gloves, and I don't mean, it'd be nice to have a pair of leather gloves that are outside of that, but inside of it, if you have to use it for medical purposes or food preparation purposes, go with nitrile gloves, Nitrile. Yeah, while latex is readily available, they rip easier, but sometimes you will encounter an individual or somebody even in your own family that over a period of time, they become, latex intolerant. They develop an allergy. I didn't even know. I mean, I've actually got one. I didn't know I had it till I put a set of compression support bandages on my knees, and that one of them had a latex support thing in it. Boy, it burned the hell out of my thighs. Looked like somebody had taken a piece of sandpaper and went around them in just like 4 hours. It's like, that wasn't a good idea. But nitrile, you're not going to affect people otherwise. A lot of purpose, a lot of uses.
Yeah, and then if you go into, and I'm going to help you out with this thing called a skivvy roll. I know Buddy's probably laughing right now, but you make you a skivvy roll, which is a T-shirt and a pair of socks. You roll it up tight. I highly suggest you stay away from the cotton. Cotton takes longer to dry out. So if you can find a nice wool, or synthetic, like a synthetic soccer sock. I call them soccer socks. You know what I'm talking about, Buddy? They make.
Oh yeah, yep.
It's that type of. It dries really quick.
You get anything that's a wicking, Yep.
511
makes T-shirts that are wicking too. You want to get the moisture away from them, they dry fast.
Yeah, it's a synthetic material. But like in my case, I'm going commando, so I'm not going to have to worry about drawers underneath.
Oh my God!
Plus you got to wash out the street.
I've got this image of Ross on Friends with this buddy going, "Yeah, okay, all right." And wool's just good for warmth and for wicking.
Yeah. Let alone hanging out in the sunlight, it dries quickly. Because you're going to want to wash them. You're going to want to wash them in that river or whatever water source you can.
Why do you got to worry about it? You'll run in your commando. I mean, what the heck?
That's under my pants.
Oh, okay. Just wondering.
Not going to hang my drawers out to dry because they ain't got to worry about it. That's why I said T-shirts and socks. Make you a skivvy roll. It's called a skivvy roll, people. You can make 4 or 5 of those and keep it light.
Yeah, the thing, too, is with the bug out, I mean, if you have to evacuate from your home, I mean, the folks here in Boulder, I mean, some of them had nothing to get out the doors with because they hadn't thought about it, and they're racing around the house. Pictures, family heirlooms, I mean, family heirlooms can't be replaced because they are gone. But you are an heirloom. You're an heirloom to your family. You can't be replaced either. Leave the other stuff. But that bug-out bag that's got all those papers, or that those papers are at a bank where they're going to be safe at, or a friend's house where, they're away from the area, not somebody next door who could also suffer from the same disaster, that those things that you might need to survive for a couple of days are right there easily in a closet that you can get to and change it out, one for summer, one for winter, because I'm sorry, folks, the weather's different here in Colorado from season to season, and you got to kind of think about it differently. What I may need to have, available to me in May and June is going to be completely different than that which I need in October and November, but that they're readily available, and just grab it and I can go. You just have to think about it. Have to think about it.
I think over these last two shows, we have gave you a really good list of how to keep your packs light, some things that can keep you going for 7 to 10 days until someone can find you, or you can link up with someone, and get you out of the emergency situation you've been in.
Yeah, and if you've got any questions that you'd like, or an extension on this topic you'd like to talk about, you can send us an email at DBAVictim, VICTIM. That's DBAVICTIM @gmail.com, and we're happy to address it on the air, or we'll address it in an email back to you. But you just got to send us something. We don't know what you want to hear unless you tell us this is way. Hey, can you guys expand on this? Can you cover this? We kind of try to cover the things that are going on in the day and that are affecting the people that we know, that we work with, and try to cover those topics. So if you can help us there, we'd be greatly appreciative. But
we'd love to hear your guys' ideas for some shows that you want to hear about that we might not be thinking about right now when we're talking amongst ourselves for the next podcast show idea.
Absolutely. Well, Lee, we've come to that most wonderfulest time of the day. Time to, wish our listeners a, good evening, a good life, good going forward. And Lee, as always, would you take us into our closing?
Yes, sir. Like I like to tell y'all, watch your six, your family six, and your friends six. Just keep an eye out for each other, people. And as always, as long as you have our Lord and Savior in your life, 6 feet ain't so far down.
And as I like to try to remind you, is that freedom is not won on the battlefield. It is won within the classroom and the home. Know what your children are being taught and teach them about freedom, because otherwise it'll be lost. And until next time, folks, have a great day from us at